We are still basking in the euphoria of Christmas, and the New Year is beckoning. The festive season is a period associated with overindulgence in unhealthy diets and, for some, excessive intake of alcohol, among others. Experts' research has shown that many people tend to put on extra weight that predispose them to chronic diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, kidney problems and stroke, and so on. Meanwhile, doctors, dietitians and wellness experts have harped on the need for healthy eating during Yuletide, as according to them, stress, sadness and excessive eating and drinking during the festive season could be deadly. This is because while people get carried away with their overindulgence in food, the body, the recipient of these toxins, is unable to cope. How then can one balance Yuletide and wellness through eating and drinking? Welcome to Nigeria Today. I am your carrier, Clinton. Joining me to provide more insight on Yuletide and wellness is Dr. Gloria Praise, a fitness and wellness coach. She is CEO, Go Wellness Resort, Abuja. Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure.
Compliments of the season.
Thank you, dear.
So, we'll just go into the issue of the day. What does wellness mean?
Wellness actually is not the absence of sickness. It's actually the presence of healthy parameters that can justify or can qualify someone as being well. So it's not just not being sick, but actually being well and having a wholesome wellness profile that suggests that you are healthy.
Okay.
Because many people think when you are not sick, then you are well. No, there's a big gap between not being sick and being well.
Yeah, because it's a holistic
It's
thing.
a holistic thing.
Yeah.
So you have to look at every part of the body as being holistically intact, and then that would help to suggest, because you might not be sick just because your body hasn't actively acknowledged a defect or a disease. So that doesn't mean you are well. So when you do a health check and you can see that all your health parameters are intact, then you can actually say you have a state of wellness.
So we're talking about the Yuletide and wellness.
Yeah.
So in this during the season, how should one eat and drink?
First of all, eating should be healthy. Eating should be a lifestyle. I believe it shouldn't be a Yuletide thing. It should be something that you do all through the year. But that's almost difficult for most people to achieve. So, but one basic rule you can apply during the Yuletide and as other seasons is the 80-20 rule.
Okay.
So the 80-20 rule simply means that you should eat 80% of healthy nutritional foods and 20% of fun foods. So if you're having your snacks, they shouldn't constitute more than 20% of your intake. But most people would like to eat 80% of fun foods and 20%. And the real problem is that you don't get enough nutritional benefits from the fun foods. And sometimes they're full of toxins and preservatives, free radicals that can actually slow your body down. So it's very important that you eat healthy. Okay, now if you are going to eat 20% fun food, what if you turn your 20% fun food to healthy food by simply swapping the ingredients and using healthy ingredients to make snacks and fun foods? That's what we actually do, and that's what we advocate for. So there's really nothing stringent about food. We turn your food to your snack, and we turn your snack to your food. So that way you can eat your snack and be nourished as a meal without necessarily finding it boring. And I think that's where food is going.
Okay, you talked about the 20% and
80%,
20%, 20%. So what kinds of food can we eat? What are the healthy kinds of food?
When you say 20%, 80%, you have everything healthy like avocados and fish and beef and poultry and vegetables and all the healthy range of foods we know to eat and wholesomely. When you talk of 20%, you're talking of the things you eat for fun, you know, your cookies, your cakes, your wine, your snacks, and pastries generally, chocolates, sweets, things that have little or no nutritional value, but you just eat them for the indulgence. And I think one way to curb that somehow is to learn how to feed your body, not your appetite.
Okay.
Because most of the time when you eat the fun food, you are feeding your appetite because you just have an appetite, a craving for it. So you go for it. But if you can make it a standard to feed your body, then you will get used to eating wholesomely, eating properly first, then going for a snack. It's very, very important because if we turn our lives into snacking lives, our bodies will be so undernourished, malnourished, and then we'll all be disposed to so many ailments, which shouldn't be the case, especially at Yuletide where there's a lot of offerings. Everywhere you go, they're offering you cookies, they're offering you sweets and everything. You have to learn to say no. You have to learn to moderate your intake.
Which is not part of our culture, to say no.
No, you don't even say no, but at least accept the ones you know you can absorb.
Okay.
It is a culture we should introduce, the saying no culture. Because not saying no has become a problem. But if you collect it in Nigeria and you don't eat it, and you take stand and keep it and give to those who are looking for it, it's not really a big deal. So we have to really just personalize our own culture, Yuletide culture, so that we don't come out in January feeling like we swallowed a cow or something. Okay. Very, very important to have an individual approach to Yuletide.
Okay, I'll come back to the food aspect. Right now we're in an economy where there's a lot of stress, financial stress, emotional stress because of how the demands are high.
Yeah.
But the purchasing power is not there. Yeah. So a lot of people are so stressed. So how do we deal with stress? Give us some tips on how to deal with stress, especially in the kind of economy we are in. We're looking beyond even the Yuletide.
Okay, the thing about stress and the economy is really a mental game. I think the average person has to just accept his own status quo and then work within his limits to see what he can do to have the best quality of life. High quality, or the quality of life basically is relative. Even a man who says he has a lot, he might still be lacking in so many vital areas. So I think if you simplify your expectations, it will be easier. But people think that only people who have money eat healthy. And I challenge that school of thought because most of the things we will eat that are healthy are actually very available. Our vegetables are affordable, our foodstuff may be expensive, but there are some simple things you can find for yourself that work for you, and you'll be satisfied therein. And you don't need to look at what the other person is in. Let me tell you something. Some people have the money to afford it. At a stage, they can't even eat it because of health reasons. So you who may not afford it, okay, let me give you an example. When I walk on the road or drive on the road and I see people eating rice and beans, I'm sure when they're eating it, they'll feel so impoverished. Oh, I'm so poor, I don't have much money, see what I'm eating. But I admire them because that's a complete carbohydrate. That's actually a very healthy meal they're having there. And they don't even realize the health value of what they're eating. And I see people walking on the streets and they're thinking, oh, I don't have a car, I'm really stressed up. But I'm seeing somebody having a very beautiful opportunity to exercise his body, keep fit, keep healthy, and get enough vitamin D from the sunlight. So everything is a mental expression. If it doesn't matter to you, if you don't mind it, then it won't matter to you. But if you cannot be content in you, no matter what the economy is or your economy is, you'll still be stressed. So stress is not really a function of a bad economy. Stress is a function of a bad or wrong personal interpretation of your reality. So I want people to be at peace with themselves.
Okay. So actually, right there, this period is a period when we have a lot of free foods, a lot of free drinks.
Yeah.
So just can you please tell us what the implication of eating unhealthy, especially this period?
Overeating or unhealthy eating is a real problem because apart from the complications of obesity, which we are all aware, many times the foods you eat may not even be good for your body because people this season just accept whatever they are given. And you see some people with food intolerances that they're not even aware that they have. So you see someone may eat maybe corn and have an allergic reaction and they are rushing to the hospital and looking like a cardiac patient, you understand, because of the acid reflux or something. So, but this season now, you have to first know your body and know what works for you. And when you're offered things, don't accept things just because they're being offered. Try to accept what you know. So I will suggest before the Yuletide, define your Yuletide diet. Okay. So sit down and define what works for you and say, okay, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to drink this. And there are always substitutes. So it doesn't mean that because you're not going to eat something, you can't ask for something else or you can't take something else as a substitute. You're not under any obligation. You can also make your own orders for things you know are healthy for you. So you have your basic stuff in your house. And even if you are going out, you can take a bit of water, maybe a bit of your own snacks, a bit of your own drink, so that when you go out, you are not obliged to receive everything you're given. And I mean, there's always the water rule. Water, you never go wrong with water. If you just can't afford it, then just have water or have healthy fruits. That way you don't go wrong. But if you keep feeling that you have to oblige everyone who offers you, you're definitely going to have a lot of issues. And apart from the food allergies, you also have a lot of acid reflux episodes in this season, because many of the things we take are very acidic. So you have people with acid reflux, you have people who overeat, you have people who sometimes they start vomiting and having runny stool because of eating food that is contaminated and all that. So there are so many remedies we can suggest for all these ailments, you know, but I think that is not your question.
No, before we go to the remedy, definitely we'll get to that. Now, I actually want to find out what really is balanced diet, because I know it means different things to different people, so you tell us.
Yes, I would say a balanced diet is having enough vegetables in your diet. And for me, I've actually shifted from the school of thought that believe that we should have starchy carbs. So now I preach to people to have more vegetable carbs or non-starchy carbs, because we have a lot of vegetables that have carbs. Then you also have proteins in your diet, which are the body builders. And you have your healthy fats, which also help to protect your body, your organs. So once you have these 4 components in your diet, reducing your carbohydrate, obviously, because of the energy requirements of your body. Funny enough, the basic requirements for carbohydrates is as low as 17 grams for you in a day, as low as that. So, but depending on body weight, it increases. So if you have your basic carbohydrates in your diet and you have enough proteins, and then you have healthy fats, some people think that eating some certain fats are actually going to make you fat. And that's an erroneous school of thought, because most bodybuilding processes have to do with proteins and fats. So when you have the right kind of fat, you have the right kind of bodybuilding processes. And stuff like avocado actually is good for weight loss, but people will never believe that eating avocado can help you lose weight in a very funny way, you understand? So we would say eat basically your 4 food groups: fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and proteins, and fats, 3 groups. And then just be moderate with your carbohydrate intake, increase your proteins, and then vegetables, and as much as possible incorporate fruits into your diet. But I want to say that in today's dispensation, because there are so many different food types and food allergies and different food peculiarities, everything has to really be customized. So you need to define each person's expected eating plan according to who you're dealing with.
Okay, like if you have a diabetic patient, or a patient with high blood pressure.
And then there are some foods we would advocate. Like a diabetic patient would definitely avoid things that increase blood sugar, things that have a high glycemic index, meaning the rate at which the body absorbs them.
Like what kind of food?
Most foods like starchy carbs all have high glycemic index. Rice, potatoes are lower, but rice is high. So what happens is that for a diabetic patient, you try to advocate for foods that are a bit lower, things that can reduce. So for example, rather than eating maybe pineapple or a fruit that is high in glycemic index, you might recommend that they eat maybe cucumber and lemons. No, lemons are not too. Lemons, peaches. There are quite a range of vegetables and fruits that are good for diabetic patients. They are low in sugar content.
Okay, we're going to pause here.
Yeah.
We're going for a break. We'll pause here to hear from some Nigerians what they have been doing to keep fit during the Yuletide, as put together by our correspondent Suleiman Abdul Wahab.
This festive period, I've been doing the right things, keeping fit, enjoying having fun, but also watching my weight.
You're feeling very heavy of your body, and at times you will not even be able to do some work, some house chores. You are just like you are relaxed because you overfeed yourself too much.
That's what we just came to do anyway, to cope with stress. At least at the point during the period, the year, week, or whatever, we need to take out time to rest. So coping with stress, you just need to rest, eat lots of healthy food, lots of water. The weather right now is very hot and dry, so drinking lots of water will help those stress.
Because when you are fit, this incessant sickness that comes up, once in a while you go to hospital, it wouldn't come up. You'll be fit physically. Most times you embark on exercises. In the morning you do a workout for close to 15 minutes, and that helps to enhance your physical fitness.
We keep moving, no drama, man. Yes, sir. We move.
If you decide to eat anything, just about anything, putting into your body all kinds of junks, by the time we start the new year, you will be on the bed looking for a medical attention and all of that. So my advice and counsel to everybody, there is a lot of things to eat, but be very careful, be selective. Eat to live, don't live to eat.
Welcome back. Our guest is still with me here. We're looking at Yuletide and wellness. Dr. Victoria Praise, a fitness awareness coach. She's also the CEO, Go Wellness Resort Abuja. Is still here with us. You heard what you're saying.
Dr. Gloria Praise.
Dr. Gloria Praise. Okay.
Yes, definitely. He's right. If you eat junk in, junk out. So if you eat junk in the Yuletide, January is waiting for you with all kinds of ailments. Some people can add so much weight in the Yuletide just because of what they eat. So it's good to be careful. So slow down on the cakes and the ice cream and the drink and everything. Just take it easy. Have a plan.
But are we allowed to take alcohol? And what?
Okay, for alcohol, I would say, healthy ways of socializing. Don't drink on an empty stomach because it causes the alcohol to be absorbed faster into your bloodstream. So try to at least have something in your system before you eat. Don't drink and drive. That's a no-brainer for anybody. Anybody can know that. Don't experiment with all kinds of concoctions this season. Okay. Don't go and start mixing and matching. Drink what you know and stick to it. And don't drink to impress. Okay. So just keep to your limits, because sometimes we want to impress people and we say, oh, how am I going to look good this season and all that. Don't overindulge, obviously. And then try to space your drinks so it's not you're just drinking back to back, as if you're on a marathon. Try to space your drinks. Take a break after each drink to give your body a breather, sort of, and possibly take water in between your drinks. You can also dilute your drinks. You can dilute with soda or with water with ice. And then one other way in which you can also help your body is to take a combination of water and salt after you finish drinking. Okay. Water, salt, and lemon to replenish the electrolytes you lose from drinking. Okay.
So the one important point I want to raise: what kind of exercise can one take? Because I know there are certain persons that cannot, indulge in certain kind of exercise, like people with certain ailments, like the diabetic, like I mentioned earlier, high blood pressure.
I think the most important thing is my concept of exercise. Okay. I believe exercise is movement. Oh. The concept of exercise as a gym experience is overrated. Okay. Anything is exercise. Walking is exercise. Jogging, running, skipping, swimming, aqua aerobics like I do, gym exercise. So you can decide to walk 10,000 steps in your house. That is exercise. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't need to spend money. You don't need to buy any equipment. You can customize your exercise to suit your person. So like for women like me and who are maybe middle age and have had some, we are having a lot of, so I do mostly aqua aerobics because it's gentle on my joints and it gives me the capacity to engage in like 2-3 hours workout without feeling the strain. But I don't do well in the gym. I'm using myself as an example because many times my clients will come to me and they will say they were put in the gym, and then I'll find out that they really shouldn't be in the gym. And even in the gym, there's the beginners, there's the intermediate, and the expert levels. So everybody in the gym is not supposed to exercise at the same level. When you go to the gym, they should test you. They should find out what your fitness level is, and then they should prescribe exercises for you that suit your level, and also suit your lifestyle, whoever you are. You understand totality of who you are, your experiences, your health challenges. So you can't give a cardiovascular patient a high treadmill workout to do. He might just have an episode there. So there must be moderation. So if you're trying to lose weight, don't think you're Superman. Start from somewhere simple. Start walking around, moving your arms, on the TV dance, do aerobics with them on TV. Anything simple. Keep it simple first.
Exercise in your comfort zone.
Exercise in your comfort zone. If I find your exercise space, I tell some people some exercise in the air, some on the land. I exercise in water. So you find where it works for you. And as far as you're moving and you're sweating. And basically the law about exercise is you need just 150 minutes per week.
Okay.
That's either you do 30 minutes 5 times or 50 minutes 3 times, or you space it in any way you like. But if you do 150 minutes per week, you have fulfilled the basic condition for wellness, exercise-wise.
You know, within this period, we usually, most times people eat and excessive eating.
Yeah.
So what kind of remedies can you recommend when we have some kind of emergencies?
Okay, besides not eating. So if they must eat.
Yes.
I would say they should try to detox. Like they should try to take vegetables and fruits and lots of water so that they can flush out the excesses. And don't eat back to back. So if you're going to indulge today, overindulge today, please don't overindulge tomorrow. Okay. Try and give your body a break. So your body can get over the digestive process of what you've eaten and then have some rest before you, so you don't turn it into a digestive engine. That's once you do that, then you reduce your ability to heal and to replenish in other areas, and that's what causes you to become more weaker and sick and all that. So give your body a break. If you have one party today and you overindulge, when you go home, drink lots of water and try and get your body a chance to flush what you've eaten out. You can take things like peppermint. There are lots of teas you can take. Teas like peppermint tea will help to reduce. Even ginger is very good with helping with digestion. So things like that will help to reduce increase digestion, increase your metabolism. Like if people have those who do indulge in eating and then they also drink, they can do something like dandelion leaves. These things are things that increase the metabolism of alcohol in your body. So it will help your body to process the alcohol faster. And please note that when you eat and drink, if your body is choosing which of them to digest first, it would rather hang the food and digest the alcohol, because alcohol is more toxic than your food is natural. So when that happens, you find out that you might have constipation or indigestion because your food is not properly processed because of the alcohol. So we have to just be moderate.
Okay. So, Dr. Gloria, what would you tell some Nigerians that have this mentality that they eat anything they like, and they'll tell you something must kill a man. No. And the religious ones will tell you, oh, it's not my portion. Diabetes is not my portion, high blood pressure is not my portion. So how can you explain to them that they're eating, their bad eating habit is to the detriment of their health?
See, you can't use spiritual convictions to cover up the physical. Your body is the temple of God, obviously, so it is your duty to take care of it. And if you neglect that duty, your body will fall sick. It's simple. And if your body falls sick, then you have to go through treatment or healing processes. Even with your prayers, you might have to still go through healing. So we should stop over-spiritualizing everything. Care of the body is basically your responsibility. You understand? I know something will kill a man, but why must you define your death? You can simply choose life and choose to eat healthily. I think people should redefine their relationship with food and also do their food profiling, because most of us eat with the profile of childhood, the way we were eating when we were children. We are still eating like that now. But we've not sat down as adults to say, okay, I was a child, I was eating like this, it helped me to grow. Now I'm an adult, what can I eat to help me to be the person I need to be tomorrow? That's what we need today, for people to do mostly. And it's a very good question.
Thank you very much. We must eat healthy if we want to live. And that's it on Nigeria Today. I'm sure going forward, we are better equipped to balance Yuletide and wellness. Remember, your health is your wealth. You must thank Dr. Gloria Praise for the valuable insights. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Don't forget, and to our viewer, we thank you very much for always being there. Don't forget, Nigeria Today is weekday at 7:30 in the evening. You can also watch this episode and other episodes at www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Eukaria Clinton once again. Thank you for watching.